welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, first things first, there is a little thing that I need to show you guys. Now, remember when I said that,
they tell you.
and I'm recording this the same day as I just finished up the other two parts. Wait, why is that obelisk? Why? Wait. Why is that? Hold on.
Keep an eye out for Scintilla, would you?
I need to. Remember when I said that they wanted to let me talk to Scintilla about Scintilla's sister?
You're back. How?
Watch this.
Oh. What? Is this some kind of crude commoner joke? No, surely not. Father, is this true?
I'm afraid it is.
I don't understand. Why? Why would you do such a thing?
Because she found a way out. And if you're wondering why I'm telling you this, it's because you're never going to remember any of it. All I have to do is commit a sin, and the day will begin again. Watch this. I'm going to kill you now.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
And it's so fucking horrific that I have to follow his ass just so that we can go through this loop again. Like, now that we know who he really is and his character, that he's like a horrible fucking man, and I have to, like, in a sense, partner up with him just so that I can get to do what I gotta do. It's sickening. I fucking hate you. You're a bitch. You're an ass. You're a fucking prick. You're a douche. You're every fucking nasty name in the book. Is that quest marker still on that top floor though?
Salve, friend.
Hey Galerius, how did it feel
who you are
being
and
magistrate
what you're doing
for
with that bow
a
on
matter
your
of
back?
seconds?
Oh. All right, let me see. Stop Fabio go. What? Oh.
I was hoping I could make you do the Malleolus thing first, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
The 49 melodies fetch again.
Alright, so I don't know what I want to do. I have all 4 plaques. Can I tell her that I have all 4? There's no side quests I need to worry about, right? We're done with side stuff. Yeah, all the side shit's done. You turn all 4 plaques to the obelisk. I've already done the time paradox twice. So where is what's her face? I don't remember. Yeah, I know you're gonna try to help me.
I'll be in my bakery. Thank you, Galerius.
Oh, Dolly, you were free, man. You were free. You were set free. And you just had to fucking fuck it up and steal this one thing. Actually, it was this thing, right? It was one of these 2 things. And you just had to fuck it up. I loved you, Dooley. I loved you.
Lucretia, no time to explain. I'm supposed to give you the Sylphium resin for Yulia.
Oh wait, I don't think I'm gonna be able to talk to her because yeah, I have to wait till Galerius is done with his shit. Okay, that's fine. In the meantime, we'll go collect a few more arrows and denarii. Not that I don't need it, but just so that I have something to do. Get the 5,000 denarii from you.
Wait. I suppose you're right. What?
And then we go over here. We have so many arrows. I don't think I need all these arrows. Okay, can we like do this without falling off this time? That'd be nice for once. And I think I know it's all up to me. I'm working on it. I got someone on the job right now. Where's the thing? There it is. A bottle of wine. Oh, so you can get wine from 2 different spots. Okay, that's cool. Low-key. Didn't know that was in there. I think that's it. I think that's all I need. I got plenty of fucking arrows.
Yes, that ought to do it. I guess I'll go and tell Orpheus the good news then.
And you go down there. Go tell her. Go tell her. This is a timely matter thing, huh? He's not gonna do it until he tells Orpheus the good news.
What? Are you messing with me?
I wouldn't do that. You're both free.
We're free. We're free. Thank you. It seems fortune smiles on us after all. I'd better go and pay a visit to Julia immediately.
That's quite an impressive bow you have there. Just like Diana's.
Are you guys not gonna talk? Oh, and then you... I know you need my help. I'm working on it, alright? I'm working on it. I'm getting everything together. I should've just skipped all this. Be like, hey, I'm
That's quite an
busy.
impressive
Blah, 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 blah. I'm just wasting my own time at this point.
Really? That's incredible.
Well done.
Oh, what a relief. I don't know what to say.
You don't need to say anything. Just rest up, get your strength back, and we'll celebrate properly when you're ready.
I will. Thank you, Orpheus. I will.
Okay, you guys are free. I'm happy for you too. But unfortunately, there's one person here who's not free. I mean, 2 people if you really think about it.
Yes, are you listening? Yes, sir. I've made a decision to withdraw from the election. I want you to go and inform Equitia. Sir? Are you under duress, sir? I guess I had a change of heart. But you're on track to be magistrate, sir. All that work, all that money, wasted. Those are my orders. Carry them out. As you wish, sir.
Do it. 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 Even though I should just skip this part, but do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Priestess, Malleolus has decided to withdraw from the election.
Oh, well, that's surprising. But thank you for telling me. I'll let everyone know.
Respectfully, the farmer could run faster than you.
Citizens, I have an announcement. Malleolus has withdrawn his candidacy from today's election. Unless any new challengers are nominated by nightfall, Sentius will be re-elected magistrate by default.
Actually, I'd like to nominate myself, if that's all right.
Of course, Galerius, that's your right. Citizens, the election will proceed.
Salve.
Busy right now. You get back here. We gotta talk.
A new face. Arva. Oh my. Sis. So. All. It. I. So. But. If. Shh. It's everyone's.
You already know about the plaques.
It is, if the true. Tell me, has she told you anything that might lead you to the way out?
I've already found a way to
Truly?
escape.
Then why are you still here?
Because that path will result in the death of nearly everyone here, and I don't want that.
Ah, I see. Then it seems you have made a great sacrifice for all of us, friend. I admire your compassion. Truly. Thank you. But unfortunately, I'm afraid your only other option will be to confront you-know-who. May Fortuna guide you. Although you may not need her with Proserpina on your side.
And I guess now I make my way up there. I know. Wait, I completed something? Oh yeah, I talked to her about escaping. Wait, what am I owing? Am I supposed to put it on here? I'm supposed to put it on here. Return all 4 plaques to the obelisk. What did I do? Okay, I'm like really fucking nervous. Oh, I can hear Centella from the bottom floor. Hades, Lord of Many, grant me an audience. Nergal, the Fierce One. Lord of Silence. Pluto, Father of Riches. I'm scared. Do I go through all of them? I'm like fucking terrified. I don't know what's gonna happen. Yeah, the only way I can go through, right? What is happening? I've never gotten this far. I've never beaten the game before. What is happening? Okay, so I'm supposed to say his name based on the time frame? I already did Hades. I did Pluto. I did Orisis. So what the fuck? What fucking Ark survival shit is this? Persephone?
And here you are. Allow me to introduce myself. As you have already gathered, I've been known by many names. Nergal to the Sumerians, Osiris to the Egyptians, Hades to the Greeks, and Pluto to the Romans. But the one constant through it all has been my title, God of the Underworld. And I've been watching you with curiosity, mortal, ever since your arrival. You are unlike the others, aren't you? And what is more, you carry a weapon that was never intended for mortals to wield, and you do it so brazenly. But there will be time for your reckoning later. First, as a reward for undoing the desecration of my obelisk, I will allow you to satisfy your curiosity. Ask what you will. My story is many thousands of years long. You will need to be more specific.
Fucking creature. I wasn't expecting like a human-like person.
It is a matter of perspective. God is a label I was given by you mortals, not one I gave myself. Your ancestors revered me because to them, my knowledge and technology made me incomprehensibly powerful, just as you might seem so to an insect. But despite all that, there are rules even I must obey.
Why do you look and sound like a man?
My kin and I all adopted this form long ago, so that we might better understand and communicate with your kind. In time, we grew fond of the sensory delights it affords. Desire, joy, ecstasy, even rage and sorrow, while an acquired taste can be addictive. No. Long ago I swore to Persephone that I would remain in this form for as long as we remained among your kind. I must honor that.
Okay, fair enough.
This is my beloved. Like me, she has been known by many names. Ereshkigal to the Sumerians, Isis to the Egyptians, Persephone to by the river, though she wears many faces and goes by many names. Kumutubal to the Greeks, and Charon to the Roman world, and this one, and to make their on Elysium to search for other forms of life among the stars. We discovered your planet and witnessed your kind evolving from primates into something lawless and barbaric. You all but destroyed yourselves, your 2 short lives being extinguished by violence and ignorance and disease. Yet Proserpina saw raw potential in you, and persuaded the rest of us it would be squandered without our intervention and stewardship. So we revealed ourselves to your people in a place called Sumer. We offered guidance in agriculture, toolcraft, and law, and you called us gods. For a time you flourished, but soon you were too many for us to oversee. And as you spread from that cradle of civilization, we saw something disturbing. We had sown the seeds of dependency and confusion, and soon you returned to your old ways of violence and ignorance, this time in our name. My kin had seen enough, and gave up on your kind, condemning you as barbaric and chaotic, scarcely more than animals. We began preparations to return to Elysium, our home world, a utopia unspoilt by conflict, and unimaginable in its beauty. But my Proserpina could not bear to abandon your kind without guidance, and knowing it would force the rest of us to leave her behind, she made an extraordinary sacrifice. She gave up her immortality to descend permanently to the ranks of humankind. And so she began her inescapable trajectory toward death. Horrified, I acted swiftly. I placed her in suspended animation in a deep frozen sleep to prevent age and sickness from claiming her. And then I pleaded with Proserpina's father, who the Romans called Jupiter, to bring her with us to Elysium. It was and is my hope that once there, we might one day learn to undo what she has done to herself. But he refused. I did everything I could to persuade him, but he would not relent. He would rigidly uphold his final pronouncement. Humans were unworthy of ascension to Elysium, and no exceptions would be made. But seeing that I was aggrieved, he proposed a wager, the terms of which were as follows. If even one human city could prove itself capable of living without sin for a single year, then Proserpina and all of humanity would be permitted to join us in Elysium. My part would be to remain behind, the last of my kind, to watch over you, without interfering, and to sit in silent judgment. And so my reward has been to languish here, enduring a 3,000-year winter, waiting for the day your kind proves itself worthy of her faith in you, so that I might take her with me to Elysium and unthaw my goddess of springtime. And here I am, after all this time, still waiting.
Wow! Okay.
There were also gods who, like me, have been known by many names, but perhaps you knew them by their Roman names. Our leader, Jupiter, as well as Neptune, Saturn, Juno, Minerva, Mars, Venus, Apollo, Diana, Vulcan, Vesta, Ceres, and of course, my beloved Proserpina.
Who
As
built
the first
city?
wave of your kind arrived from Sumer, I had them build a city in their own fashion, so that they might be comfortable and recreate their lives here. I had them build the entrance as a vertical shaft leading to baths, to cleanse them of the sins of their former lives, and to prevent escape. I watched wave after wave of Sumerians arrive, and as their civilization declined over the centuries, they were replaced by Egyptians. Of course, believing themselves to be the superior civilization, the Egyptians promptly built over what had been built before, and made all the same mistakes. After another 1,000 years, the Greeks began to arrive, and then the Romans, and they all did the same thing. They built upon the underworlds of their predecessors, renamed their gods, and ensured their foundations were forgotten.
How do you decide who comes? How did you decide who?
To ensure the wager was fair, it was important that my subjects were chosen at random. To this end, I had my servant distribute 1,000 tokens fashioned from silver, a rare element at the time, across all of Sumer. Whoever died while in possession of one of them would be located by my servant and ferried to this place, with no memory of how they arrived. As the tokens were discovered, they were traded, smelted, and fashioned into trinkets, and eventually coins, spreading to Egypt like seeds on the wind. Later, when they spread to Greece, they would come to be known as Charon's obol, or as coins for the ferryman. Some placed coins in the mouths of their dead, hoping they would awaken here, though they had no way of knowing which coins were fashioned from the original tokens. In fact, almost all of the tokens are accounted for, only 2 remain. And so after this wave destroys itself, as it is destined to do, your kind will have squandered the last of its potential to ascend beyond this rock, and Proserpines along with it. It is a regrettable story. One of the first men who came to this place was a king of Sumer, and a troublemaker. To be rid of him, I returned him to his people, on the condition that my servant erased his memories of this place. But the erasure did not take completely, and he told stories of this place as if describing memories of a dream. His tales were committed to writing, which came to be known as the Epic of Gilgamesh, and his words were twisted and distorted over generations. Later, the Egyptians would adapt Sumer's stories of the underworld, making them wildly intricate and labyrinthine. Their Book of the Dead and Book of Gates bore less and less resemblance to this place in their priests' pursuit of profit. Then, when the Greeks began to arrive, they proved far more cunning, and in a series of incidents that will not be repeated, 5 of them escaped. A warrior named Heracles, 2 kings named Sisyphus and Theseus, a poet named Orpheus, and a Trojan named Aeneas. They each told embellished tales of this place, how to get here, and how to escape. And so from Sumer to Egypt, Greece to Rome, your kind has always told each other stories about this place, though each story contained only a seed of truth.
Son of a bitch, I just made a mess. Fuck! All over my rug, too. God damn it. Let's talk about something else.
That is merely the name your people have given to it, but yes, it is my doing.
Why turn people into gold?
That is a story dating back to the very first wave. After the Sumerians finished building their city, the self-declared ruler threw a banquet to celebrate. Now this man was unmarried, and many women were vying to become his wife, a prestigious position of power and influence in a new world. Of all the women, 2 were particularly ambitious. Both were beautiful, and both arrived at the banquet wearing eye-catching dresses and painted faces, their hair woven in elaborate fashion. The first woman, recognizing that she would require an advantage to win the ruler's affection, draped herself in jewelry ornate necklaces, bracelets, and rings fashioned from gold. Seeing this ostentatious display, the second woman grew envious, for she had no such jewelry at her disposal. She prayed aloud to any gods that would listen to cover her in gold, and when her prayer went unanswered, she took matters into her own hands. While the others indulged at the banquet, the second woman summoned the first for a discussion in a quiet place. She checked that nobody was watching and pushed her rival from the top of the ziggurat, where she broke her neck on the rocks below. But I was watching, and I decided to answer her prayer. I took the golden bow left behind by Diana, and I shot that woman in the heart, covering her from head to toe in a layer of molten gold. And I left her to stand there, that she might serve as a grim reminder of what befalls those who sin in my domain. But that was not enough, for the entire city was tainted by her sin, and the wager could no longer be won. So I had no choice but to wipe the slate clean. I gilded them all to make way for a new wave, and began the wager again. And to this day, each of them, and all who came after, line the halls of this city, inanimate but conscious, suspended in time with only their sight and hearing preserved, so they may bear witness to and lament the folly of your kind for eternity, as silent golden sentinels.
That's fucked.
I give your kind a second chance at life, as well as ample warning about my law. And when you disobey, and you always disobey, you force my hand, bringing terrible suffering upon yourselves. And so you ask if I am the one destroying your lives. And I say, no, you destroy yourselves. I am merely the means by which you do it. When my kin departed, they left behind many relics which I inherited. Consolation prize of sorts. The golden bow originally belonged to one of my kin, who the Romans called Diana. As my collection of golden statues grew, I chose the most ferocious among them, and equipped them each with a duplicate of her bow, and tasked them with hunting down the Forsaken at my behest. They became known simply as Furies. I've always considered that the cornerstone of morality is the ability to determine right from wrong on one's own. No attempt to lay out rules like your Code of Hammurabi or your 12 Tables of the Roman Republic can ever cover all possible scenarios. This should come as no surprise to you, since the core principle has been expressed in many forms by many of your civilizations. The Egyptians made a rudimentary attempt with do to the doer to make him do. The Greeks refined it with avoid doing what you would blame others for doing. The Roman Stoics added, treat your inferior as you would wish your superior to treat you. Even the so-called cultists hiding among you often say, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It is the simplest of concepts, and each one of you is born with the faculties required to apply it to any situation. Yet none of the peoples who expressed this rule were able to uphold it. Curious, is it not?
That principle is not as easy to apply as it sounds. It doesn't seem like you've been upholding it either. I've always lived my life that way.
For you, perhaps. I'm able to commune with all of the statues in the city. Their ears are my ears, and their eyes are my eyes.
Fuck! I don't want to say that!
If she was still conscious, I suppose she could, but she's not. Why do you ask?
No reason. Exactly, no
Then
reason.
what an odd question.
I've seen some terrible things that you didn't consider a sin. How could you let them happen?
Do you plan to speak in sweeping generalizations, or are you going to give me an example?
Suicide?
I see no such thing, but in any case, taking one's own life is a self-directed act. It is not one that is done to others, however they may be affected by it. Therefore, it cannot be said that one who commits suicide has done anything unto others.
I mean, fuck. That seems like an extremely literal interpretation of the rules. See, I'm not condoning suicide. Suicide bad. Although it may affect certain people's feelings, it's a horrible, horrible thing. Suicide bad, and it hurts other people from the inside. It technically doesn't harm others in a sense. He's I hate to say it, but he's not wrong.
Now tell me, what other sins do you believe I have overlooked?
Price.
The merchant. How is that inconsistent with the rule I've outlined?
He wouldn't want someone else. He wouldn't want someone else to demand an outrageous price for the medicine he needed if he was dying.
I disagree. Having watched this merchant, that is precisely what he would expect from others, and he would be quite capable of paying the price anyway.
You can't know that he would be what he would expect.
Applying this rule always requires speculation to some degree. It requires us to ask what another person would want if they found themselves in another situation. Not if we're wise enough to know the mind of man. Supposing you're right, then my law has been broken, and I should turn you all to gold immediately. Is that what you want?
I don't want to start the fight just yet. I want to.
Now tell me, what other sins do you believe I
He's just
overlooked?
not. I feel like it doesn't matter how I go about this.
You speak of the moneylender. How is that inconsistent with the rule?
He wouldn't want to be trapped in a 30-year-old labor contract because of a loan.
And he would never have signed a contract pledging his labor for 30 years. All he did was enforce the terms of a contract signed voluntarily by others.
He did voluntarily do it. He's the one who put he put himself in that own boat. Was it a bad boat? Yes, but he put himself in it.
What other sins do you believe I have overlooked?
Experiments on the golden statues, abduction.
Abduction? You mean the magistrate imprisoning his daughter in the cistern, I take it. He did so because she sought to escape. A sin I take particularly seriously.
How is escaping a sin, though?
Albeit brutishly, then I have to wipe out this entire city to punish her. Wouldn't you agree?
No.
Supposing you're right, then my law has been broken, and I should turn you all to gold immediately. Is that what you want?
But I didn't. Okay, we'll come back to this.
Now tell me, what other... The midwife in the palace, yes? How is that inconsistent with the rule?
She wouldn't want to be experimented upon if she was gilded?
The rule is do unto others, meaning other people. Those statues are something else now. Bloodless shadows, mere shapes of their former selves. They are forsaken, What happens to them is no concern of mine. Applying this rule always requires us to interpret the meaning of the words. A literal interpretation helps to minimize the ambiguities of your primitive language.
If our language is so full of ambiguity, doesn't that make the rule inherently subjective and unreliable?
Supposing you're right. Now tell
You're no better at judging right from wrong than any human.
Do you honestly think you could do better?
No, but that's my point. Nobody grasps of right and wrong is so perfect they can be trusted with all this power. You become a tyrant.
I should strike you down for that.
And if you did, you'd be proving my point.
Now, did you have any other questions before your reckoning? Very well. Good. Then now it is time for your reckoning.
So what, now I gotta fight him?
It seems something is wrong. It has long been within my power to see into the hearts of mortals and weigh their deeds in life. But when I peer into you, I see only a blank slate, as if you did not exist until you appeared in this city. How is this possible? Charon, where did you find this one?
I do not remember ferrying you. How did you come here?
You ferried me, alright. Maybe you're getting forgetful in your old age.
If that is true, then I sense the intervention of someone powerful.
How did you come to be in this time, mortal? Who brought you here?
He cannot know.
I was hoping you could tell me.
I do not know. My kin departed long ago, and Proserpine has slumbered for 3,000 years.
Shouldn't you know this as the god of the underworld? I guess that means you don't know everything that goes on here.
Tread lightly, mortal. Enough of this. It seems I will need to put your reckoning on hold for now. But answer this. Why have you come here? What is it you seek?
I like to put an end to the golden rule. I just want to get out of here. I want to put an end to the golden rule.
Your hubris is amusing, so I will allow you to make your case. But I warn you, if you anger me or waste my time with lies or wrong-headed arguments, you face death here. So, tell me, why should I put an end to the so-called golden rule?
If you're doing this for love, should you know Persephone doesn't love you? How can you expect us to live without sin if you can't do it yourself? The golden rule is corrupting the city and ensuring you'll never win the wager.
How so? And be specific. You have made a grave allegation, and I expect you to back it up.
Decius is Price. Rufus has become so paranoid that he's jumping at shadows like Virgil's sexuality. Malleolus has trapped people in debt bondage by convincing them that rebelling would break the law.
His cruelty does seem to grow greater by the day. True, I have witnessed him doing that. He is a volatile and confused fellow, that one. Pathetic. You will need to do a lot better than that. That is a very serious accusation, mortal. What sin have I committed? What evidence do you have to support it? I am well aware of the story told by the Greeks and Romans of my so-called abduction. It is entirely unfair. My love was dying, and I intervened the only way I could to save her life. What would you have done?
But didn't she choose to die?
It was an act of rebellion against the others. She knew I would have to act to save her, and I did because I loved her. I love her still. Accordingly, I reject your argument. These people were all dead when my servant found them. I gave them a second chance at life. Would you prefer to have simply ceased to exist? Accordingly, I reject your argument.
You've given terrible punishments to hundreds of people, some for minor sins, and some who committed no sins at all.
Every one of those people was guilty of failing to ensure their peers lived virtuously. They failed collectively, and so they were punished collectively. The Romans understand this, as did the Greeks before them.
Where I'm from, collective punishment is considered one of the most crimes there is. If our positions were reversed, you wouldn't want me to punish you for the sins of other people.
Ah, but I'm a god, and you are a mortal. Why would you expect me to treat you as I treat my own kind? You are not a peer. You are not a respected equal. Let me ask you this. Do you treat insects as you wish to be treated? Do you care for their well-being as you would your fellow man? Do you ensure they have food and shelter and protection from predators? Do you give them rights?
Insects? He would know if I'm lying, wouldn't he?
Of course not, because that would be absurd, just as it would be absurd for me to treat your kind as equals.
What makes your kind superior to mine? Your kind and mine can't be so different, given that you're in love with one of us.
My love for her does not mean I am not superior, now that she is mortal.
That makes your kind superior to mine. That sounds... perhaps you're not as different from humans as you think.
For a moment I thought you might have been building to a point. But I see now you are just a hubristic little creature.
If you're doing this for love, you should know that Persephone doesn't love you.
I see what you are doing. You are trying to undermine the one thing keeping me anchored here. You are playing a dangerous game.
She's been whispering to me secrets through the golden statues.
You have no idea how close you just came to eternal torment, mortal. You will need to do better than that. That is a very serious accusation. It is entirely unfair. My love was done.
How did we get up to the other conversation?
How so? Pathetic.
Well, I guess I fucked up. Was corrupting the city.
That is a... Every one of the... Ah, but I'm a god. Let me... Do you ensure... Of course... Where to begin? Our lifespans exceed yours by thousands of years. in which time we accumulate vast wisdom and a mastery of technology you cannot begin to imagine.
Why does wisdom technology make you superior lifespan, so you're not immortal then?
It would be most unwise to get ideas about attacking me, because that is the source of our power over you.
So you think you're not obliged to treat us fairly because you're more powerful than us?
You could say that.
I can't think of a good counter argument. What was it the Roman Stoic said? Treat your inferior as you would wish your...
My kin have no superiors.
But didn't you say Jupiter was the leader? There's a...
That is true. Go on.
So are you treating humans the way you wish Jupiter to treat you?
Make your point, mortal.
I'm saying if you can't follow your own rule, how can you expect humans to? I'm saying you're an arrogant, immoral hypocrite.
Let me ponder that for a moment. If you are right, then it would follow that all this time I have been in the wrong. But no, the very thought of it grieves me. How can I accept your argument when doing so would make me a tyrant and a monster?
It's the truth. You've committed and you need to own up to it. You're not a monster, you're a human, and you made a mistake.
Wait, what? What are you saying?
Humans make mistakes. It's in our nature. All humans have a tendency towards sin. We all do it sooner or later.
You have spoken eloquently, and yet, if what you say is true, it follows that my wager was fatally flawed from the beginning. But that would mean Jupiter, Proserpina's father, who knew more about you than anyone, proposed a wager I could never win. Why would he do that?
Perhaps he made a mistake too. Perhaps he wanted you to abandon the wager so Persephone would be free from you. Perhaps he felt threatened by you and didn't want a potential challenger. Perhaps he felt you behind because even your own kind didn't want to.
A mistake? But he is the best and greatest of us.
You're no better than us. Perhaps when you took on human form, you took on some human qualities as well.
Your words sting me, mortal. But perhaps it is what I deserve. As difficult as this is to admit, I have suspected as much for a long time now, and I cannot deny it any longer. I've been so fixated on taking my beloved to Elysium that every time one of you sinned, it wore away my hope of being with her again. In time, I began to despise your kind for making her believe that you could ever be better than you are. But my rage was not born of malice, quite the opposite. Everything I have done, I did because I loved her. Who knew this empathy of yours, which you celebrate so much, could have such a dark underside? This has gone on too long. It is time for me to let go of this form, of her, of all of you. But know this, if I abandon the wager and leave for Elysium, neither she nor your kind may ever ascend.
We just want to return to the world.
Very well. I will have Charon make arrangements to ferry the others. But as for you, be aware you will be separated from the rest. Once this exodus begins, the events that brought you to this moment will never have taken place, and you will have created a paradox. What will become of you is difficult to predict, but that is the risk you have taken by interfering in the natural flow of time. Now, are you ready? Farewell, mortal.
Persuade the god of the underworld to abolish the golden rule. Fuck yeah! Oh, I gotta see what happens if I fight him next. I gotta know. Create a time paradox.
Oh. Hi there. Gave me a bit of a fright. Thought I was in here alone. I'm Al. Well, here I am. Oh, did that late? Unfortunately for us, the last person in here was a Roman man named Galerius, who inscribed an account into a tablet. Apparently, there was a community of 20-something people trapped in here, and living in fear of a curse they called the Golden Rule. They believed that if even one person sinned, an unknown god would cast them all into gold, like the 1,000 people who'd lived here before them. Then, one day, just as Galerius had finished praying for a good harvest at the shrine of Proserpina, an oracle appeared and told him how to solve the ills of the city, like saving the life of a dying woman, preventing the suicide of a man in debt bondage, freeing a falsely accused prisoner, foiling an assassination attempt, and so on. Meanwhile, the oracle walked up to the temple of the mysterious god, this one right here, and demanded an audience. And the doors just opened up to her. Nobody knows what went on in there, but Galerius wrote the oracle must have been more persuasive than Odysseus, because the next thing he knew, the ground shook and the voice of that god rang out over the city. The many have suffered long enough. Unfortunately, Galerius' account just sort of stops after that, leaving a lot of questions unanswered. What became of him and the other people who lived here? What happened to all the golden statues? And did this mysterious oracle single-handedly undo the curse that had terrorized people for hundreds of years? What? Oh, I see. For a moment there I thought you were serious. Anyway, I think I found a way out through the aqueduct that brought water into the city. Follow me.
Sorry about that little cut. My brother brought me food. God. Right through that tunnel is where Scintilla was tied up. Is tied up, I guess we can say.
I'm gonna pause here for a moment and you go on ahead.
Okay, so what's gonna happen now when we walk into Charon? Are we going to talk about the conversation with Hades? Or are we going to have a conversation with Persephone? Is it like a... Nope, it's Charon.
You're back! But... you're alone. Ah.
I remember meeting you 2,000 years ago. I discovered the ruins.
Ah, I see. I thought you might. Well, now you know. I suppose you have questions. You can just call me that.
I already know who you are.
That.
How did I...
You can just call me Charon, if you like. I am sorry. I do that.
What
that you
died,
that? Of course. You were dead when I brought you here. My role. As the...
Uh-huh. How did I die? I already know how I died. Pluto said the coins Al and I had were the last of it in existence. So what does that mean for you?
It means I am now bereft of purpose. There is nobody else to ferry here. Nobody to keep you company. After 5,000 years, the underworld has finally run its course.
What's so special about these coins?
Perhaps you have heard the tales of the Greeks and Romans bearing their dead with a coin in their mouths to pay the ferryman for passage across the river.
We already know about all this. Is it the same ending? Yes, Pluto mentioned that my coin was the last in existence. What does that mean for
It
you?
means that I see no point in keeping you here. But I have to ask one thing. That you keep this to yourself.
Look! Here comes Al now. Al! It's so good to see you. You were gone so long I thought I'd
Is there
never
no
see you again.
unique
Kinda lost
ending
track
to
of time in
this?
there. Sounds good.
And
Which ending was that one? 1 year later. Whoa. Is he gonna look like Galerius?
Hey, you made it.
Oh wait, no,
It's great to see you again. I read about your trial in the news. Congratulations on your acquittal. Still, I'm sorry you had to go through all that. Anyway, after everything you've been through, I thought you might appreciate some good news. So after we got back to the real world, I started doing some research into the people mentioned in Galerius' tablet, and I found something strange. I'm sorry I've been so cryptic. I've been dying to tell you, I just really wanted you to see this for yourself. Why don't you head on down there? I'll catch up with you at the other end.
What? Please tell me it's gonna be Statue Galerius or some shit.
Finally here. Remember me?
What?
It's a crazy story. After you disappeared, Charon appeared and told us she was returning us to the world. Even gave us some coins to help us start our lives over. Only, for some reason, she returned us to your world instead of ours. Anyway, I know we only ever had that one conversation, and I wasn't even sure if you'd remember me, but I wanted to say thanks for freeing us from the underworld and giving us a
I got
second
fucking
chance.
chills going down my spine, man. This is fucking unreal. What are you doing with yourself these days?
Oh, I used Charon's gift to buy a farm in Umbria. Got a villa on it too, with enough room for Dooley, of course. It's hard work, but
Dooley's
I sleep soundly
here?
every night. I'm finally my own man.
Wait, so
and
everyone we helped out is
I
here?
wouldn't change it for the world. I know. I can't believe my luck either. But we're engaged and living together. We're planning to get married next spring. If you're going to be around, we'd love to see you there.
Oh, absolutely. I love that. Count me in.
Of course. There's a whole museum full of people waiting for a chance to thank you. So you better keep moving. We'll speak again soon, my friend.
Is this Equita?
You're here.
Holy
it's so
shit!
wonderful to see you again. So, you're the hero who somehow vanquished the last of the Roman gods. As I'm a priestess, you realize you've put me out of work. I'm just teasing. Actually, and it still feels a little sacrilegious to say this, I'm finding life after religion quite enjoyable. Galerius and I are engaged and expecting. We've just bought a lovely villa in the countryside.
She's
with room for a large
pregnant!
family.
Oh.
And Dooley too, of course. It feels like the world has just opened up for us. There's so much to learn, and so many more possibilities for our children than we ever imagined. We're just so thankful for what you did for us. For all of us. Oh, it's sweet of you to ask. She recovered nicely. In fact, she's here somewhere, if you'd like to ask her yourself.
Which one was Livia again?
See you at the wedding, I hope.
Oh, absolutely. I thought there was a little girl here. Dooley!
Hello, I'm Dooley.
I remember you,
Galerius
Dooley.
said you're very nice and a big helper. Thank you for getting us out of the bad
Oh, they
place.
helped him fix his teeth.
I didn't like it. I live at Galerius and Equitia's house. They look after me now, and help me remember when I forget things, like brushing my teeth. Treasure? Oh, I forgot about that. I like my box now. Galerius got me a box that tells stories. It's my favourite thing.
Man.
Bye-bye.
Wasn't there a little girl standing right here? Oh, I get to say hi to everybody? Dude, I wish I had a face cam. I'm like tearing up a little bit. Fuck. Julia. Jesus.
You're the Oracle, right? Oh, of course, sorry. And I never got a chance to thank you for telling Galerius how to save my life. And of course, getting me and all of us out of a terrible situation.
And the music does not fucking help, god damn it.
Oh, I barely recognize myself. I'm living in a house share in London with my wonderful girlfriend. And I'm studying English at university. Eventually, I want to travel the world and write about it. Turns out, it's about 30 times bigger than the Roman Empire ever was. Did you know there are entire continents Rome never knew existed? And you can travel almost anywhere in an aircraft, which is rather like flying on a Pegasus, but much more comfortable. Oh, sorry, you already know all that, of course. I'm just so excited. There's so much to see and learn and write about. I have noticed people from your time have no idea how fortunate they are. I hope to change that. One day.
Whatever happened to Malleolus and Claudia? Which one was Claudia?
Last I heard, Malleolus kept insisting he was the last rightful ruler of the Roman Empire and wound up being committed to a psychiatric hospital. As for Claudia, she was always so viciously unhappy. Someone said she'd blown all her money on wine, trying to drink herself back to the underworld. After the horrific way they treated Ulpius and me, I can't help feeling a sense of... what's that German word? Schadenfreude?
Sounds like they got what's coming to them.
I couldn't agree more.
Whatever happened to...
Ugh. Someone told me she was boasting about getting her claws into some rich prince, and how she was going to be living the high life from now on. Even in your time, life still isn't fair. Apparently, he'd proposed before they'd even met. And last I heard, she'd bought herself a first-class one-way ticket to join him in some exotic place called... what was it? Nigeria? Some people have all the luck.
Don't worry, something tells me she's going to get what she deserves. As the Oracle, I foresee terrible disappointment in her future.
Really? Huh. I feel better already. Thank you. You too. If you're ever in London, let me know. We can go to bars and drink wine and listen to the stories of the 9 million people who live there. I hope so.
And then this is the nurse.
You are here. It's nice to finally meet you.
Man,
No,
I wasn't
it's
expecting
fine.
this.
I'm making an effort to blend in, as you can see. We are all trying to keep a low profile.
I wasn't expecting
If
there
the
to be
world
some
knew we
fucking
died 2,000
happy
years
ending
ago
where we
and
get
were
to see
suddenly
all of
brought
them.
back to life 12 months ago, they'd never leave us alone. Speaking of which, I wanted to say thank you in person. I'd say the gods smile on you, but I hear you drove the last of them off. So... I'm studying
The worst
to
part
get into
is,
medical
I feel
school.
like this is the
As much
fourth
as I resented
ending,
the responsibility of keeping
and I would have
everyone in
rather
city
gotten the
alive.
third and then
When
this
it
one,
ended,
but I still want to go
realized I
back and
missed
see what the third one is.
So I
Because I
guess
think
I'll
at that
just
point
keep
all we're
saving the
doing
world,
is fighting
begrudgingly, one patient at
Hades.
a time. You too,
Oh,
don't be a stranger.
Hey.
Sentia
Evening.
Horatius.
Hi there, I'm Horatius. I understand we have you to thank for giving us a second chance at life. And reuniting Scintilla with us as well.
Scintilla's here?
So, thank you.
Dude, I gotta
I'm
fucking...
living up
Okay,
north.
I'm not gonna
studying
rush
in the
these
military
conversations,
academy in
but I
Modern.
want to go
I'm
see
going to be an officer
Scintilla.
one day. The world's changed a lot. But some things stay the same. Would you believe we're still studying military tactics from my time? Alexander the Great, Caesar, Hannibal Barca. Still, I have to keep challenging myself to let go of old ways of thinking and embrace the new. As Seneca wrote, the ones who pioneered our paths aren't our masters, but our guides.
I'm sorry you never got to see your girl again?
Ah, you remembered that. Thank you. I grieved for a time, but that's done. In the words of Epictetus, as those who rode behind triumphant generals remind them they are mortal, remind yourself your
I want to
precious
know what
one
happened to Sentius.
isn't one of your possessions.
Because he was the one who
something given for
discovered
now,
the ritual, the
forever.
suicide ritual, the sacrifice ritual, and put
Thanks.
me in this constant time loop.
And I don't know if you've heard, but a few of us are going for drinks later. It'd be nice to chat with you some more. Great.
Whatever happened?
Oh, I see what you did there. Good one. He had more trouble adapting than most. He got himself disqualified from the UFC.
Holy
So started
shit, he
some
was in
kind
the
of
UFC?
underground blood sport tournament, like we had in Rome. Suppose it appealed to people's baser instincts. And they say he made some good coin, killing a bunch of men like that. But his luck
Oh,
finally ran out.
fuck.
And his life along with it. You know what they say. Live by the sword, die by the sword. Perhaps. See
He
you at
could have
drinks
changed his
later.
life around. Sentia. Oh, man.
I take it you're the Oracle. Thanks for coming. Actually, I changed my name to Cynthia. I didn't want to be associated with Sentius. after what happened.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah, you
not
can't
sure if
fucking
you
blame
heard,
her for that.
But after you drove Pluto off, Proserpina emerged from the Great Temple. She knew right away what none of us had figured out about that psychopath. He'd been keeping my little sister locked up in the upper cistern all that time. But he's been dealt with. He's... you know what? The important thing is, we'll never see him again.
But what happened? I want to know what happened. Hold on.
Anything I want.
One thing at a time.
I'm a woman of means in a vast new world. I can go wherever and do whatever I please. Of course, I mostly just stay in my villa and have my servant Alexa summon things for me, because it's just awful out there. Barbarians everywhere.
So what happened
He's
to Sentius?
still there, all alone. The last golden statue in the underworld. Trapped in a metal shell, slowly losing his mind until the end of time. Eternal torment. Just what he deserves, if you ask me.
Fucking good. He did once tell me he wanted to live forever. Good. That seems to be a bit excessive, don't you think?
Then I suppose he got his wish.
No, fuck that guy. He fucking imprisoned his daughter just because she found the way out. Are you fucking kidding me? He was so self-righteous and consumed with power. He didn't give a fuck about his own family. Fuck that guy.
You too. See you around.
Who are you?
Greetings.
You're the guy who we talked to earlier.
Hello.
Magnificent
Georges.
museum, is it not?
Good
Hello
evening.
there.
Octavia? Oh, yeah. I remember the you. Olivia. Why can't I remember you?
Some soiree, innit?
Please keep off the furniture. Wow. Hold on, I just want to see who all is here.
What is up?
You fucking tried to kill me!
Hi. Hello.
Hello there.
Scintilla!
Oh, I go by Gabriella now. I didn't want to be reminded of that monster every time I heard my own name. After you drove Pluto off, Proserpina came and released me, and that monster got what was coming to him.
I'm sorry, I had no idea. Sounds like you got what you deserved. What are you doing with yourself
I'm living
these
with
days?
Ulpius on a little vineyard in Umbria. It's even more wonderful than I dreamed it would be. I'm so grateful to you for making sure he's still with us. If you're ever passing through the region, I hope you'll come and visit us. You can try some of our very own wine. Thanks. You too.
Okay, and that's okay. So I don't want to go down there just yet because I feel like that's some very important ending. We gotta see what everyone else is up to. I already talked to you. Yeah, I talked to you. I talked to you. You were the last one to talk to. We need to talk to Georgius.
Greetings. You must be the legendary oracle. It is a sincere privilege to finally make your acquaintance.
She's broken.
I am Georgius. I am told we have you to thank for freeing us from Hades, and for that I am most grateful. I am reacquainting myself with Greece. It has changed so much over the last 2,000 years, I barely recognize it. This is at once heartbreaking and thrilling. Perhaps one day, once I have seen all of this new Greece and sampled her delights, I will settle down in Santorini in a villa overlooking the Azure Aegean Sea. I hope you will join me there and regale me with the story of how you faced off against the fearsome god of the underworld and won. You too, my friend.
So I feel like we're not gonna get too deep into conversation with some of these guys.
The one we've been waiting for. I'm Fabia. I wanted to say thanks for sending Galerius to save my life. I don't know how you knew, but I would have been crushed by that shrine for sure. I'm just so happy to be here, with you and everyone, together again, even if it's just for one more night.
What are you doing with yourself these days?
It's not like I have to work with all the silver Charon gave me, so I just do what makes me happy. Mostly that means baking for my friends and looking at memes while binging TV shows in yoga pants. What a time to be alive. Thank you. I really am. You too.
Sounds about right. Now, can you tell me your name? Can you tell me your name?
I take it you're
now?
the oracle everybody's talking about. It's a pleasure to finally meet you.
We met before, though. I wouldn't expect you to remember
We
it.
have. I'm sorry, I don't remember. In any case, I'm Philip. I never thought I'd leave that cave, let alone the city. And now I'm living in the 21st century. What a time to be alive. And it seems I have your catabasis to thank for it. I'm working as a consultant to the Faculty of Classics at Cambridge University, helping fill the odd gap in their knowledge. Not that I need the money, but I do love being around enlightened minds again. My sincere thanks once again.
Philip! Okay. Is that your actual, like, Roman name, though? Or is that something...
Some
What the
soiree, innit?
fuck are you doing?
We meet again, old friend.
Yeah, piece of shit.
Oh, there's no need to be like that. Whatever happened back then was water under the bridge. We all did things we regret. Desperate times and all that. Listen, I wanted to express my sincere appreciation for what you did. If it wasn't for you, I'd never been able to sell all those useless old relics I accumulated. Whatever you did in that temple made me a very wealthy man. Thank you.
No need to thank me. It was entirely unintended. You're welcome.
Most gracious of you. I took the money I made from selling my trinkets and started investing in the stock market. That's where the real money is now. In fact, I was hoping to ask your advice, you being the oracle and future seer and all that, on which stocks I should invest in next. I can't decide between fossil fuels, tobacco, gambling and arms. What would you recommend?
can't really see the future, I'm afraid.
Oh, don't be like that. You can tell your old pal Dacius. I won't take no for an answer.
I gotta lie to him either way. Print media is going to make a huge broadcast television DVD rentals. No one uses DVD anymore. Broadcast television is going to be... No one broadcasts TV that much anymore. All it is fucking Netflix, Hulu, and all that shit. Print media... You'd have better chances than DVD.
Oh, of course, yeah. I was just thinking the same thing. I'll go home and buy up as much stock as I can tonight. I'm going to make a bloody fortune.
Yeah.
Of course, don't let me keep you. Thanks again for the tips, my friend.
Yeah, of course.
Good
Hello
evening.
there.
Hi, Octavia.
Oh, hello. It's lovely to meet you. I've heard so much about you.
We didn't really have that long of a conversation,
I'm
so...
thankful that you're here. I was sure the person who drove off the last pagan god would have more important things to do than visit the likes of us. But thank you for coming and for saving our lives. What you did was extraordinary, and I'll never forget it. I'm living in Rome again, in a charming little flat by the Tiber.
Really?
Not far from my old place. Oh, and I'm training to be a crisis counselor. After you sent Galerius to persuade Ulpius not to take his own life, I was inspired. I just want to spend the rest of my life helping people.
So
Like
she's
you
going to
helped
therapy?
them. Thank you. That means a lot. And you.
Or not going to therapy, but trained to be a therapist? I'm sorry, but who are you again?
Greetings. Thank you for your kind words and for liberating us all. In all the time I was in the underworld, I never once imagined that I might end up in a place so much like Elysium. I'm recovering. Octavia was kind enough to let me stay with her for a while. At least until I'm well enough to be independent
She
again.
was the one who understood that we were in the underworld.
Ah, you remember
She knew
that.
before anybody else.
I'm a little tired of Ovid, but that's all right. I have 2,000 years worth of poetry to catch up on now. I'm already up to the 19th century, and am quite enjoying the work of a fellow named Poe. I think I may have found a kindred spirit. Men have called me mad, but the question is not yet settled whether madness is or is not the loftiest
Isn't that
intelligence.
Edgar Allan Poe?
And you. Farewell, friend.
I like what they did with her hair. Good choice. Good choice. I like the leather jacket too. Alright, you son of a bitch. We got shit to talk about.
It is an honor to finally meet you, Oracle.
You try to kill me.
You know my name? Oh,
yeah.
Of course. You are an Oracle. You know many things.
Are we going to talk about
too
that?
would like
About you trying to
offer
kill
my
me?
Thanks for releasing us from that place and for your role in bringing us here. This world is truly wondrous.
We're not going to talk about how you try to kill me?
For a time, I returned to Alexandria, but they have no need of another fisherman, and I came to see there is nothing for me there. Instead, I have decided to follow the custom of your youths and backpack the world. It is a great adventure, and I have met many people from many cultures. I spent the first 25 years of my life avoiding the 42 sins that would deny me access to the afterlife. Now, I think it is time I had some fun. Indeed. Thank you, Oracle.
I don't care. I don't care how this conversation went. You try to kill me. You threatened to shoot me with an arrow. Bitch. I don't like you. Alright, Rufius, what's up?
Nice to meet you. I go by Rufus now. New start, new name. Oh, and Thanks, by the way, for what you did. Sorry, I'm no good with the mushy stuff.
What are you doing with yourself these
I
days?
live with Virgil in Rotterdam, not far from where he grew up. It's very modern. Destroyed in the war, and it rebuilt itself. Good place for a fresh start. Haven't decided what I'm going to do with my life yet. One adjustment at a time.
So are you two roommates or are you gay? That's what I want to know.
Huh. Good to know. Anyway, it was good practice for the new world. Security cameras and smartphones everywhere. Got to stay vigilant. You too. Look us up next time you're in the Netherlands. We're grateful.
I didn't realize I spent a half hour alone just talking to everyone. I love this.
It's so nice to finally meet you. I've heard so much about you. I wanted to thank you personally for getting us out of there. And for helping Rufus come to terms with himself. He may come off a little gruff, but once you get past that, he's a lovely fellow. I'm studying to be an architect again, and living with Rufus in our beautiful flat in Rotterdam, just down the river from Nijmegen, where I grew up. Of course, it's improved immensely since I was there last. Gleaming futuristic buildings and clean streets full of educated, accepting people. You natives of the 21st century have no idea how fortunate you are. You too, as Rufus said in his own laconic way, if you're ever in the Netherlands, we'd love to show you around. It's the least we could do.
Alright, I already talked to you, Gabriella. Now, how are you,
It's
Eulipus?
nice to finally put a face to the name. I'm Ulpius.
Ulpius. Sorry.
I understand I have you to thank for sending Galerius to save my life. The way
Yes, sir.
you just showed up out of the blue and stopped me from making a terrible mistake. I'll be forever in your debt. I'm living with Gabriella in Umbria. We finally bought the little vineyard we always dreamed of. It'll be a little while before we know what we're doing, but every day I look at her and this extraordinary new world with all its beauty, and I think, what if I'd given up hope and missed out on all of this? So we're living each day to the fullest. And we end them all the same way, sitting together on our terrace with a glass of our wine, which the locals say is almost drinkable now, and watching the sunset over the rolling hillside. And I couldn't be happier. Thank you. I wouldn't be here without you. You too.
Hello.
They did good.
Good evening.
They did
Hello.
good. I know I still gotta do
Hey.
one more ending,
It's you.
Oh, hello.
but they did real good. Where was Galerius? Oh, Galerius is right here.
There she is.
They did real good, and I'm glad Sentius,
Hello.
Malleolus, Domitius, none of them, those fucking assholes. Wait, where's Novia? Where's Novia? Did she not come? She didn't really do, I mean, I'm not gonna say she didn't do anything bad, but like...
There you are. I hope you enjoyed that. Now, there's one more person I wanted to introduce you to. I think you know her.
Sorry if I frightened you. Just a little joke I've been saving for a long, long time.
No fucking way.
Allow me to introduce myself properly. I am Proserpina, former goddess of the cycle of life and renewal, and now a regular mortal. I wanted to meet you in person. And thank you for
bandaged
freeing all these
up?
people.
What kind of
and
clothing
me.
is that?
I hate to think what would have happened to us without your intervention.
You were whispering to me all
Indeed.
along.
Suffice it to say that while Pluto was controlling the eyes and ears of each golden statue, I was able to control their tongues and whisper to you when he was distracted. I am sorry my messages were so cryptic. There were only ever brief windows in which I could speak to you without being detected. I did. I may have given up my immortality, but I still retain my gifts as the goddess of the cycle of life and renewal. After witnessing Pluto punish countless poor souls over thousands of years, I knew this generation, the final wave, would not survive. So I tried to give them a way to buy more time. A second chance. Rather, as many second chances as they needed to avoid his wrath. So I whispered to Sentius in secret, telling him the prayer required to create a portal in my shrine. I knew the danger of humans being corrupted by godly power, and so I put a safeguard in place. I required the creator of the portal to sacrifice their own life, so that it could only be used selflessly to help others. What I did not anticipate is that Sentius would retain his accumulated memories from each previous day, and as a veteran soldier, he had long since shed his fear of death. He quickly discovered that he could, in effect, prolong his own life indefinitely by exploiting the cycle. Of course, once I had taught him the prayer, I could not unteach him, and there was little I could do but wait for someone like you to come along and see him for what he was. We were all fortunate you came along when you did.
What became
I don't know what
Pluto?
happened to him. I haven't heard from him, and I rather hope it stays that way.
Okay, that's fair. What happened to Charon?
Oh, she inherited dominion over the underworld. Last time we spoke, she was working on a new world of some kind. She wouldn't say what it was, but I'd be surprised if you don't run into her again. I imagine we all will, one day. And you, although it feels like I've known you forever. Oh, and one last thing. Do you remember all those golden statues scattered throughout the city?
Yes.
Good, because they remember you. Well done, my friend. Of all the heroes who ever journeyed to the underworld and returned,
No
none came close to
fucking
achieving
way.
Hercules,
Every single one of
Orpheus,
those was a
Theseus,
statue in the
Aeneas.
underworld.
Be proud.
Is that us in the center? Oh, that was a good ending. That was a really good ending. I still gotta get the third ending though. Hold on, no. We'll again, I mean it. We'll look through the credits when we're done. We hope you enjoyed The Forgotten City. We love to make even better games in the future, and recommending The Forgotten City as a friend or writing a review. The more people play our games, the more we can level up. And if you like to be the first to know when we announce our project, please contact us here. Okay, hold on. I need to follow them. Right now. I hope that they're still making games. That would fucking suck if they're not. Modern dot story. No, hold on. Learn to spell. Modern dot story teller. Fucking so cool. Video game developer behind The Forgotten City, the award-winning, critically acclaimed native-driven game. That's in their bio. I'm gonna make sure to leave their Instagram in the descriptions below. And I'm gonna see if I can get a hold of them. I don't know, get a hold of them, or like at least At least leave a message complimenting the game, complimenting on how fucking phenomenal this is. I don't think I've ever been so attached to a good fucking story mode, than I have with this one. No, wait. Here. Okay, now what happens when I just simply fight you? We already got the really fucking happy story ending.
Allow me to.
What happens when we just go at it?
Good. It is Charon. Where did you?
From the future.
I. Do you really think you can wound me, a god, with that primitive weapon?
Yes, I do. Let's find out, shall we?
Pathetic. The many shall suffer for the sins of the one. One will suffer eternal.
Oh shit. Where is it? 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 Wait, where's the crown? Where are you?
No, you vile, creature.
Wait, what happened? Why didn't I get the crown? Continue from last save. Was I supposed to leave? Pick up the crown and then go? You gonna do anything?
No, you vile, despicable creature.
Shit, come on, come on, come on. I got the crown, I got the crown, so I can go. Don't get hit, don't get hit, don't get hit. I can only take like, what, 3 hits? I already took 1. Ooh, shit. Zigzag, 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 zigzag. Zigzag, 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 ziggity zag. Oh shit. Door's right there. Fuck. Go, 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 go. I only take like 2 more hits. My heart is fucking raising. Jump, jump, jump,
The
jump.
statues.
Oh, fuck.
They're golems.
Oh, shit, oh, shit, oh, shit. Fuck. Nope, 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 nope. I got some health back. We're good. I can take a couple more hits if I really wanted to. Woo! Okay, now what did I do? I have the crown now. So weird thing. I just come here anytime I want that now.
And here, and I've been watching. First,
see, this is Persephone's crown.
I would recognize that anywhere, and yet my beloved still wears hers. What is this? How did you come by it?
I took it from her after I killed her in another timeline.
Vile, despicable creature. Why would you do such a thing? And worse still, boast about it.
I didn't want to kill her, but if you don't put an end to the golden rule, I will do it again. I could do this all day, end the golden rule, or I will.
You have put me in an impossible position. If I refuse, you will murder her. And yet, if I agree, I will lose my wager and return to Elysium humiliated and alone. Perhaps you are cleverer than you appear, mortal. I do not see that I have a choice in this. Your treachery and savagery have opened my eyes like nothing I have witnessed in 3,000 years. And now you have shown me your species' true colors. And I see that Proserpina was a fool to have ever believed in you at all. This has gone on too long. It is time for me to let go of this form, of her, of all of you. But know this, if I abandon the wager and leave for Elysium, because this... Enough, foul creature. This is not something I've decided. You see, once this exodus begins, the events that brought you to this moment will never have taken place, and you will have created a paradox. What will become of you is difficult to predict, but that is the risk.
Okay, we've been through this conversation.
You had best pray our paths never cross again, mortal.
Oh shit. So is it gonna be the same conclusion? Just I solved it differently? There's Al.
Oh. Well. Oh, did that? I'm fairly certain you and I are the first people to set foot in the... Fortunately for us, the last person in here was a Roman man named...
Okay, so we've had this conversation. Blah 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 blah. How do I get the third ending?
I'm gonna pause here for a moment.
Yeah, you're fine. And does Charon know that I threatened Hades?
You're back! Really? Sounds amazing. And did you... Oh, look! Here he comes. Al! It's so good to see you. You were gone so long.
Kinda lost track of time.
You two look exhausted. And you?
1 year later.
I thought I told you to get out of my villa. I'm bored with you.
Oh, you motherfucker.
If you're snooping around in my possessions, you're wasting your time.
Ugh, this place has become a...
Right, this was like just before I found out the truth about him and his daughter, and I'm taking my anger out on you. The many shall suffer for the sins of one.
The many shall...
I thought I told you to get out of my villa. I'm bored with you.
What?
I thought I told you to get out of my villa. I'm bored with you.
Did I fuck it up? Did I give up his secret and now he just, like, because he remembers. Because he remembers, none of this matters anymore. He's the only one who I cannot have a conversation with anymore. Because he remembers all of it. Fuck! God fucking damn it. Alright, I'm gonna pause it for a minute and see if I can just get a glimpse of the third ending. So, that's it. We're done with the game. There is no... I've already beaten it. I didn't realize I've already gotten all the endings. Because the first one is when we meet Al, and... What is it? Fuck, what was it? First one we meet Al, and we meet him just before his suicide. Like, we explained to him, hey, you know, you went to go kill yourself, but I created this paradox, you know, and explained to him the whole breakdown, gave him his letter. And that was it. Second ending, fucking, what was it? Second ending, we meet him. I see the second and third. I was watching through it, and the second and third ending confused me because the channels I was watching on just kind of like skimmed right through it. But more or less, it was the same thing. You know, you two escape through that tunnel where Scintilla is trapped, but Charon gives you two different plaques based on one from Scintilla and then another one about Galerius, you know, writing about you. And then the fourth one, well, you saw it yourselves. We get to meet everyone who we saved in the museum. Given Sentius, Malleolus, and Domitius, and for whatever reason, Novia? She wasn't there. None of them were there. We saved everyone. Oh, and this fucking prick who sold Lulia the hemlock. You bitch. Everyone who didn't deserve to be there wasn't there. I'm still confused on why I'm saying her name wrong. I know I am. Niovia wasn't there. Novia. I don't understand why she wasn't there. Maybe because she wanted to stay with the girl she loved but tormented for so long. I don't know. Maybe there's some kind of story to that I don't understand. Or maybe I missed something. I don't know. But that's it. That's the game. We fucking beat the Forgotten City. And I'm like I said, I'm going to try and see if I can contact the developers through Instagram. It says it right there on what their Instagram is. I'm going to leave it in the descriptions below so you can give them a follow. Really good fucking game. This was a good fucking game. I'm glad I'm glad I paid for it. Originally, it was on, I think it was on Game Pass. Maybe? I think it was on Game Pass, and then they took it off. And then I decided to pay for it again because I really wanted to finish off the story. This was a phenomenal fucking game, and like I said before, I've never been so invested with a story. Like, there's few games where I've actually enjoyed the story for the sake of the story. But this one fucking had me hooked. And I'm so glad that I finished it. And the ending when we got to meet everyone in the museum. I know I don't have a face cam. But I was tearing up a little bit. I was so fucking happy that we got to see everyone. That we got to see Scintilla or Gabriella. And then we got to see her sister. What was she going by? It wasn't Sentia anymore. It was Sylvia? No. I can't remember. Like, so not Sophia. I can't remember. I'm sure I'll remember once I go through the footage. And Dooley was there. I mean, he was fucking stupid for stealing, but you can't be mad at him forever. He's like I don't know. He's like one of those people who you're mad at for a matter of minutes, and then you forgive him. Dooley was there, and fucking, I'm glad that it only made sense that he put Galerius in there. And him and Equita were there, and Equita's pregnant. She has a child coming. Oh, I was so happy. Oh, it was a good game. This was a really good game. Even though it's not like an action-packed game, it's story-driven. And I loved how everything built up, how there was this suspense, and then you're like, wait, did Sentius capture his like, I'm wondering if like Sentius fucking captured his own daughter. Like, everyone's talking about abduction, but I believe that, you know, she had to have escaped, but she didn't. She was abducted, like everyone was suspicious of, and they were right. And not only was she abducted, but she was abducted by her own father. And then the way fucking that it's programmed to where Sentius remembers what happened. Like, as soon as you bring up, oh, hey, by the way, I know what you did with Sentius, or I know what you did with Scintilla. I know that she's, you know, captured in the upper cavern or cistern. After the next time loop, it's like, oh, I'm bored of you. Oh, you figured out my secret. Why does it matter? I'm bored of you. I don't want to, you know, there's no point of us even playing this game anymore. Because you, in his conversations, you know, you have that option of, by the way, I suspect this, like Dooley, Domitius, fucking, I think you can suspect Rufius, you know, like a dozen fucking people. But at the end of it, it's like, it doesn't matter because the real culprit is him. He's the one who breaks the golden rule. And because, you know, he's a military man and he's not afraid of dying, and he you know, on top of that, he remembers everything that happens. I should start going to the credits. We're gonna save the game. I'm gonna keep talking though. He remembers everything that happens. It's like, why does it matter? We have two people here who remember everything that happens. You know, the game's, you know, I'm tired of you. I'm tired of this game. I'm bored of you. Just go on. You're useless to me. Play the credits. You're useless to me. Why bother? I'm gonna let the credits roll through to show credit for everyone who put their effort into this really good game. This was a really good game. Ancient Roman God, Assassin, Claudia, Decius, Domitius, Dooley, Equita, Fabia, Galerius. Is there anyone there who I recognize? I feel like there's gonna be like some here who I should recognize. Because I don't, you're gonna yell at me. Elizabeth Plant, Tiffany Clare, Roger Rick Ringnose. And then you only had so few people. I think maybe like 4 people who actually understood. Hey, we're in the underworld. Livy already knew, and then Philip already knew. Equita was convinced after we put all the clues together, but she already had a suspicion. And then who else? Obviously, Sentius knew. And I think we had a conversation with Navia about it. Like, she believed it. Or maybe she was just more so consumed with concern for the woman who was chained up and partially gold. She was pretty much one of those statues that would run towards you. The ones asking for you to put them out of their misery. The Egyptian run was actually pretty interesting, where you had, you know, in Greek, the Martin Pierce, whose steadfast love and support made this game possible. Is that it? Is that all the credits? Is it just stuck? I think it's done. I think that's everything. Besides, really good game. Really good fucking game. I loved it. I should wrap it up. This has gone on way too long. This is gonna be a long episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys enjoy the adventure that we all went through. I'm sorry it took so long, how it's all spaced out. But by the time this last episode comes up, it's not going to matter because it's all going to be in a playlist. And when you guys, if you guys choose to watch this, you can fucking finish it up in like a day if you're interested in those. Because if you're interested in those like binge watching video concepts. But really good game. Really, really, really good game. I'm not like, they don't know me. The developers don't know me. They don't know that I've recorded this. Maybe they do. Who knows? Maybe they peeked in. And they're like, oh, someone else fucking watched my video, played our game. Cool. But, most likely not. But besides, really good fucking game. I'm going to end this here. If you liked the video, please leave a like. If you're interested in seeing more videos, please subscribe to the channel. Make sure notifications are on, set to always. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Remember, do to others as you wish they would do to you. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.